What's going down, good people? It's Valet Delroy. This is Rob the Valet. We back in the kitchen, chefing it up. So you with Chef Valet today. We're gonna have another bread session. I want to talk to you about congruency. Okay, how to have congruency in your life. So just give me a second. I'll meet you over at the table. Bless. All right, what's the deal, good people? What's going down? I'm Valet Delroy, and this is another bread session. And we're gonna be making bread and breaking bread, and I hope you're all right with that. So if you missed it the first time, we're gonna go over these ingredients on how to make some bread, you know what I'm saying, and then we'll break a little bread, and hopefully you know what I'm saying, it'll be a blessing to you, something that you can take, make tangible, and it'll benefit not only yourself but other people. You feel me? So let's get on to making this bread. I use unbleached flour. I was going to use wheat flour, but it's working right here. So you want 3 cups. Put that in your bowl. That's 3. Just think of this as a skill building moment. You know, some of you fellas out there, you know what I'm saying, might need to impress your wife or your lady or something. You say, girl, I'm about to make you some bread. Come here. Spit some game to you. Some salt. 3 cups of bread. This is a teaspoon of salt. Go ahead, put that up in there with the flour. You know what I'm saying? I might use 1.5. You know, sometimes I get creative. But let me chill. This is about congruency, right? Man, this is congruency. I do it this way all the time. It fits. If you feel my drift. Sugar. You don't have to use sugar, but I like to add it to mine. It adds a little sweetness, you know what I'm saying, to the bread, because that's the kind of bread that I'm making. Now I use 3 teaspoons of that sugar, but really you don't need 3. You could go with 1, you could go with 2, you could go with none. But we got it in there. Okay. We got flour, we got salt, we got sugar. Next we need olive oil. Okay? You want 3 tablespoons of that. 1. 2. 3. Alright? And just because I melted a little butter, it's like a little tablespoon of butter. Okay. Now you got all that together. That's looking pretty good, right? Go ahead and add some water. I got 2 cups here, room temperature water. But I always start with about a cup, and then I add a little water as I need. And if you overwater it, there's no need to worry about that either, because you can always just add more flour. You feel me? Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? You got to start getting that together. You got to start working on the consistency of that dough, right? If you didn't see my video on consistency, you might just have to go to my playlist and find it. I'm not really a whiz at YouTube yet, and I'm getting better, so I'll figure out how to add the little video at the beginning or the end. I'm sure I need to just go do that little YouTube course they be offering so I can find out, you know. Anyway, as you can see, we're mixing this together. We're kneading it. That's how it's called, kneading it. It's spelled K-N-E-A-D, kneading. For those of you who ain't never baked or heard of the concept or know the concept of making bread, this is the process of kneading the dough. Okay? I'm going to knead a little bit more water. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all being here with me right now. Because this moment is about making bread. It's about understanding how to feed yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the world eats bread. No matter their situation. You know what I'm saying? No matter where they come from. Bread is like a life agent. Bread and water. You can survive off that. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go. Alright, so I got the dough. This is where I start using the table. Okay, let me see if I can break this down a little bit. There you go. Spread out some flour. You know what I mean? That way, if you need to use that, you can. Now, I would be standing up, but then my camera might be off. Like I said, typically I do this at the counter. But I'm trying to just show you how quick and how easy, less than 10 minutes, you can have dough. You can go do whatever you was doing. Or whatever you had planned, and 30 minutes later come back and take that dough, separate it, and make bread. Healthy bread at that. You know, really all you need is oil, flour, and a little bit of salt and water. You know, and you could even make it work without that. You know what I mean? So I'm just, you know what I mean, giving this a good little palm and rub, you know what I'm saying? You know, this might help your hand-eye coordination. Maybe you know, need something to do with your hands. Maybe it's better that you take some time and make some bread rather than waste your time fiddling them thumbs. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. But I ain't no preacher. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of love for the people out there. And I'm hoping always that I'm inspiring somebody, you know what I'm saying, to take some time to use their mind, to think it over, you know, to revise their plan, look at it again, to have some hope, not give up. Man, we got time for stories, you know what I'm saying? We got time for stories. But you could get a lot of those in the music too. You can check that out in the link description. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to find ways to not sell. What kind of world is that? You know what I mean? I'm buying. You buying. But do you have something valuable to offer? Even information. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Attention pays. If you understand what I'm saying, anything pays if it's in the right place. Goodness. Some of us just need to continually work on getting over our own fears, getting over our own self, so that we can do and participate in the things that we intend, head in those directions. You know what I mean? But much love to y'all, man. Let me just say this. I'm somebody who, for the most part, if you go to my social media, other than in the recent couple years, everybody I was connected with are people that I know. I wasn't just trying to run my numbers up for nothing. So I see a lot of my friends, my peers, my relatives, people I met along the way. We're connected. We talk and chop it up. And I'm proud of y'all, man. I am. I'm really proud of y'all. It is an inspiration to watch, to be at a time where we can watch each other's lives in real time and keep up with each other. Shoot, we grew up watching movies where people separate for 10, 20 years and don't see each other, have to hold on to all kind of grievances and things, and we got the opportunity to reach out if we need to clear something up, to, you know what I'm saying, say hello, to encourage each other. Hopefully it's always for the good, and hopefully we've all settled with time in our past, but if we haven't, you know, it's a process. It's definitely a process. Okay, we got dough, yeah? Alright, let's go ahead and I'm gonna put this right back in this bowl right here. I mean, you don't have to, you can put it on the table, but I'm gonna put it in this bowl. Okay, and I'm gonna go get my damp towel and cover it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cover it for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna break a little bread, and then we'll finish making this bread and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. I appreciate y'all. This is Valet Delroy, and this is Ride with the Valet. You already know what it is. 4 words all the time. Living to be known. Living in forward motion. Ride with the Valet. All those are 4 words because it's a 4-word motion. If you dig, you dig. Holla at your people. I'll see y'all in a sec. Alright. What's going down, good people? Welcome back. I'm Valet Delroy, and this is Ride with the Valet. Fanny packs, man. So convenient. Whenever you gotta make a move, you need your things with you, they just sit in the cut. Easy. Well, I appreciate y'all being here with me. So I just wanted to have a quick little talk about congruency. You know, I'm not one to come up with new things. I try to, I believe that principles are good. So I'm always trying to build upon and rehash principles that I've had in my own life and that have been established with me. So let's talk about congruency. I have the definition right here. Merriam-Webster, you know what I'm saying? And because, you know, I don't want to cause any confusion, but it says that congruence is the root word for congruency. Okay, and that means, the meaning of that word is means coming together. It means agreeing, coinciding, having balance. So congruency is about having balance. Congruency is about being even. And I know a lot of people, are striving to have a balanced life, to have an even life. And they're doing all these things to try to accomplish that goal. And I've done that for a long time, where I'm balancing my work and trying to balance that with my schedule, and trying to balance that with my money, and trying to balance that with the people, and trying to balance that with my desires. And oftentimes I feel like I am much more out of balance than I am in balance, at least when I was going through this over a number of years. And by sticking to principles and just working slowly and focusing and trying to simplify things, I've been able to find congruency in my own life. And I credit it to the pillars that I, stand up to build this life, as we would call it metaphorically. And so I'm going to be giving you guys 6 things. 6. I'm looking in the camera. 6 things that'll help you be more congruent, build congruency in your life. Okay, those things are going to be belief, knowledge, practice, relationships, communication, and wealth. Value or finances, I use those interchangeably, just so you know, and we don't cause confusion. So, if congruency is about being balanced and agreeing, and if you want to speak in terms of math and geometry, it's about turning something and finding the same shape and size, no matter how you look at it or fit it, right? Which again is a part of balance. It's a part of agreeing. Think of congruency. Maybe a word you've heard along your lifetime is congregate or congregation, which means to flock together or to come together or to assemble together. It's used a lot in churches. That the people are the congregation. They're the flock. They're the gathering. They're the assembly. And there are other words for that, but I'm just trying to keep us along the same lines of what we're talking about, right? Which is building congruency. Now let me get to it because it's already been a few minutes and I don't want to waste any more of your time. The things that you believe should equally match up with the things that you know. And the things that you know should be the things that you practice. Okay? If there's something you believe, you should know about it. If you know about it, you should do it. This builds balance. This builds congruency in your life. Maybe, I'm just throwing this out there as my own opinion, because these are things that I had to look at my own life. I had to determine, okay, what do I believe about any said thing? Okay, what do I know about what I believe? Do I know enough about what I believe to talk about it, to explain it, to back it up? That if somebody asks me a question and tells me to prove my case, I can do so. Instead of just saying, well, that's just the way I do things, or that's the way it is. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I'm talking to somebody who wants to be congruent. So, you say you believe this, I say I believe this. Well, what do I know about this? I need to know about it. And not just, I know about my own life because I've lived it. The people who watch you know a lot more about you than you want to admit. For me, it was more than I wanted to admit. Somebody who looks at me, let's say you work with me 8 hours every day for 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? That's over 30 hours that you're spending with me, watching me and what I do. And then when you tell me something about myself, I say, no, that's not true. Though you're just telling me exactly what you see. You feel where I'm getting at this? I want to be somebody who what I believe is also what I know, and what I know is what I put to practice, because practice makes better. That's the first part of building your congruency. What do you got going on? What do you, or as I would say, what do I believe? What do I know? And what do I do? And do those things match? Do they fall in line? Is there a balance there? The second half of this congruency that I was able to help build in my life, that hopefully, you might find some value in, is to look at my relationships and understand them, understand my relationships, my communication, and my understanding of wealth, meaning, and which ties into my understanding of what I have, what's valuable to me, what I value, my money, my finances, my health, my mental health, wealth, health, finances, right? I think these are practical things that everybody has and deals with, and that really build up upon our character and who we are. And a lot of times we don't take the time to sit and go over what our relationships have brought into our lives and have grown and developed things in our lives because of our relationships, and how we have our relationships and who we have our relationships to, and what we are attached to our relationships, and then how we learn to communicate in those relationships, whether at our work, in our home, in public with strangers, over the phone with telemarketers or whatever, right? Your communication, a lot of times, it's a big marker on your relationship. If you're a bad communicator, you might have bad relationships. If you learn to be a good communicator, you might have good relationships. And communication goes further than talking. It deals with body language, it deals with listening, it deals with how you respond to things. All these things send signals, they communicate things. And when you build a better system of communication, when you learn to understand communication, understand response, understand fight or flight, understand tolerance, all these things that we think we have and oftentimes don't really have, or if we do, we don't practice very well. Again, they're going back to practicing our communication, practicing how we respond, practicing what kind of relationships we're trying to build, and letting those develop, whether anyone stays or leaves, or whether you decide you need to stay or leave, right? And again, that being connected to the practicality of wealth, right? We all grew up on a wealth tier, coinciding with different people on different wealth tiers who have different understandings. If you live in a certain bracket, your understanding about life is different from somebody who lives in a higher wealth bracket than you, financial bracket than you. How you handle and manage your money may have come out of those bad habits, right? The things that you believe, the things that you know, that you may or may not know, and the things that you do because of the relationships you have and because of the way these things have been communicated to you, which have led to how it affects your finances. And I had to think, if I could get these things together and have an understanding for myself of what these things are and place all these things where they should be, right? Which can take some time, and maybe sometimes, again, it's just the fear of making decisions and not knowing how it's going to change things. I don't think, no matter how things change, if we stick to the same principles, we are less likely to change with the situations, and having that congruency, for ourselves is something that builds confidence. If you haven't seen my video on confidence, go check that out. But yeah, here we are at 10 minutes. We probably got about 15 minutes before we're ready to get back to cooking the dough. So I'm just wrapping this up. Building congruency in your life, building a balance, an assembled life, an agreeable life, right? Something I learned when I worked selling books one summer. Shout out to Southwestern. Shout out to the Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? A Cadillac is a smooth car. It's a smooth ride. But it functions that way because of the way it's assembled, the way things come together, the way it's put together, the way that it was made and manufactured. And that balance has given Cadillac, its name, its brand, has become congruent with, I guess we would call it its purpose and what it aims to do as far as in the vehicle world. And we want to be like Cadillacs. We want to be the smoothest riding vehicle. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in the all down the road. No matter what the road is, you want your ride to be smooth. And that comes when you stick. When you stick to those principles, when you stick to these pillars. At least it has been for me, and I hope that even if these specific things aren't for you, that they help you think about the principles and the pillars that you do have in your life, that you can become congruent in, right? To keep yourself together no matter what, and build upon that. Yeah. This is just a part of my journey, Ride with the Valet, and building my YouTube, inspiring those of my friends and families and you out there to build your YouTube, document your life, be able to look back, offer something to the world. You know what I mean? Something that you could take from your brain, make it tangible, that might benefit you and others if you just believe it. You know what I'm saying? Get to work. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. And if you know something, write a book. Write it down. People need to know. You might think that it's not valuable, but you can write anything. Do you know hair care? Write a book on hair care. Do you know vehicles? Write a book on fixing vehicles. Do you know food? Write a book on how to make spices, special spices, original spices. Me, I talk a lot, so I wrote a book of quotes and sayings. Well, it's a PDF download. That's for free. Check that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead. I got these long videos, but really, you know, it's all for the love, and it's all to help someone out there, inspire somebody out there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like I said, friends and family, you guys have all inspired me. People I've come across who have shared their wisdom and knowledge, whether they knew it or not. I've listened and taken it, and I want to give what's been given to me back. And this is, for at least right now, the only way I know how to do it until I build a better business. You know, we running a price up. It's not about that. You know what I mean? But hopefully we can all come up together, sharing the things that we have, right? I share a particular thing, you might share a particular thing, I might gain a particular thing from someone else. And this is together how we grow in a community. You know what I mean? All right, I'm not trying to get too far off on a tangent. I want to help you build congruency in your life. Run this back, think about what I said. Belief, knowledge, and practice. Does your belief match your knowledge, match your practice? How does that affect your relationships, the way you communicate? And ultimately, how it contributes to your wealth, to your value, and to your finances. Because this is a practical and principled thing that we're trying to deal with. I'm definitely going to always be talking more about that, no matter what I do. But here I go. It's been 15 minutes. And looks like the baby's waking up. You know what I'm saying? We always on duty. Daddy duty. She was moving. So, let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, keep living in form, motion, living to be known. And I'll see you back with this bread. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed this bread session. It's Valet. Alright, welcome back, guys. Let's get back to this bread. I'm going to be showing you guys a different system in making this bread than I did in the first video. In the first video, I had just rolled them out, and from here, we went right on to frying it up on our pan. But this time, we're going to do layered flatbread, and I'm going to show you how I do that. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I took about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter and melted that up right here in this cup. And I'm going to add some oil, some olive oil, because we're going to use this to layer on a layer of our bread. So this method takes a little longer, but I promise it's definitely worth it. Okay, so we got our butter and oil mix. We have our dough. Got some good dough right there. What we're gonna do is go ahead and roll this out, and we're gonna pull sections off. And of course, you'll make these as big or as small as you want your bread to be. Okay, so I'm using a knife real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 8. So we got all our balls. We're gonna roll these up. So go ahead and do that real quick. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, you don't have to. I appreciate any time that you give me. I'm trying to be quick with showing you this method. So let me just show you a few, and then we'll have to get to the frying after we let this sit again and keep it moving. So you're going to take a ball. If it starts to stick, hit your table with a little bit of that, okay? And it'll be alright. But since this is just part of the layering process, you know what I mean? And hopefully you have better circles than me, you know? This is how we're going to do it. You're going to take it, you're going to take your layer of this. Spread it on there. Then, not thick, thin. Okay. Then, cut. Okay. And then roll it. And again, if it's sticking to the table, you can just add a little flour. Okay. And as you roll that up like this right here, it looks like a little like cinnamon roll. And just pack it down. Okay. Pack it down. It might look a little oily on top. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. Basically, you're just gonna cut that down, almost ball it right back up. And you can set it right back inside the bowl. Okay. Or you can sit it down and cover it. I'm gonna set mine there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do all the rest of these the exact same way. And I'll meet you guys back out for the frying process, okay? Because then after that, we just roll it back out. We're gonna let them all sit for about 10 more minutes. Take them, roll them back out, and then fry them. And that way you'll have layers with butter and oil already in it. Savor the flavor, baby. This is Valet. Right. All right, we're back one more time. I'm gonna run through this process with you real quick. So, as you can see, we have the circles. You can tell that's from the layers. They start coming apart a little bit. Don't worry about it too much. Practice makes better. The more you practice this, the better you'll get at it. The better I'll get at it. So let me go ahead and get the medium heat going on the pan. I'm going to get that nice and warm. Let me take this one for you. See this one kind of coming apart a little bit, but still, I'm going to roll it just ever so gently so that it's together. You see the back, the front. And I'm going to place that right there. Okay. Roll it out a little bit. Powder it. Powder. Roll it that way. Turn it back over. Now the best thing about these is they look pretty cool. You see the layers, the circles? Yeah. I'm going to take this. We don't need a lot because it's layered. But since we added more flour, I'm going to add this little agent. And then I'm going to lay it. And again, you don't need a lot of this. You just don't want it to stick to the pan. You're going to let the heat do what it's supposed to. Start to get that together, start cooking it. And after we'll have our first one, maybe I could do a time lapse and we'll get through the end of the video. Again, if you've been with me through this whole video, thank you. I appreciate you. We're talking about how to have congruency in your life. We're talking about if you have belief, knowledge, and practice. And those are working well together. If what you believe you know, if what you know you do, then you can say you have some congruency along that front, at least principally, right? Working towards a good practice, and then how to build the practice of your congruency is in that practice of what you believe, what you know, and what you're trying to accomplish, trying to do with what you believe and you know in your own life. You're going to implement that into your relationships. You're going to, you know, despite what you've gotten from your relationships up to this point in your life. And then you're going to implement that in your communication as you're trying to build the type of communication you would like to send and receive from people, and that would lead you to better relationships, you know what I'm saying, with people, because ultimately relationships open the door to opportunities of wealth and opportunities of finances and other valuable things. Okay, as you can see, we're bubbling a little bit. That's a good thing. That's the sign you want. Once it starts bubbling, then you know you can get ready to turn it. And boom, turn it. Now, because of that flour you put on there, it's going to act like it's a little dry. But you just hit it with that butter oil one time. Excuse me, you know. Oh yeah, look at that bubbling. That's looking real nice bubbling. Take it, flip it. You see that? If it's a little brown, don't worry, it's supposed to be like that. You do both sides, then you take it and you plate it. Let me show you. And voila, you're gonna have your layered bread. Courtesy of Valet, I taught you. If you like it, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Send this to somebody. Test it out, let me know. Hit the comments. Take that bread and boom. All done. Move on to the next. Alright? That's all love. Valet. Alright, y'all, my battery was about to die, but I wanted to show y'all this. This is one of the last three. You know, you can just, tap it in that powder one time. Always mind your heat. Okay? I'll roll this out. Okay, I'm going to hit it with a layer. Ooh, that heat. Alright, let's do it. My phone was about to die. But look at this bread so far. Now compare this to the other ones, right? These are actually bigger. You can see little cracks in it right here. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Again, I appreciate y'all being with me. This is Valet Delroy. This is Ride with the Valet. Go make some bread so you can break some bread with your loved ones and your family. Loud noises behind you. Again, this is Valet Delroy. Appreciate y'all being with me. Go make some bread so you can break some bread with your family. You know what I mean? In every way that means. For real physical sustenance, for mental, spiritual, emotional health. You can take the things that are in your brain, turn them into tangible, valuable things that'll benefit you and others if you just believe and are willing and get to work. You know what I'm talking about? I'll see y'all in the next one. I hope y'all appreciate this video. Finding congruency in your life, how to get it, you know what I mean? And how to make bread. I already layered the top. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Let's take a little bit of that. Alright, y'all, I'm about to be out of here in this video. My bread's almost done. My family's almost awake from the nap. You know what I mean? And I might have to delete a whole bunch of stuff to get space to upload this video. But as you can see, that's how it's gonna look. It's gonna look nice. You can add your herbs and your butter after that. And that'll definitely be like your naan bread. But this is flat bread. It's called Chipati. And it's from Kenya. That's where I learned it. Hey, shout out to Christ Hope in Kenya. That's where I did my mission trip out there back in 2012. Learned a lot. Pastor Martin, Mama Felista, Desi, you know what I mean? My bro Jeremy, Tony, man, all y'all, I love y'all. Y'all may see this, y'all may not, but I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, another beautiful piece of flatbread. I got to get to these other two. I love y'all. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, I don't never be ending my videos the right way. Hey, look, if you've been with me this far, I appreciate you. Look at that bread. Look at that bread. It's still hot. I just got done with this, but check this out. Check this out. Layers. Layers. And it's hot. Oh, look at that. Layers. Oh man, that's bomb. We making enchiladas tonight. I might upload that Might have to record and upload that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all want to see the enchiladas. Like, comment, subscribe. Because I know I got a homie out there that needs some help. He want to know how to cook. If not for somebody else, himself. I was a layer off. Oh my God. Do it this way. Love y'all. Living to be known. Living in foreign motion. Robert the Valet. It's Valet Delroy. It's 4 words. Get you a hat.